Okay, we've got a lot to talk about today, so get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like and subscribe and let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Yeah, this is like the longest lightning strike I've ever seen. I thought that was amazing in Atlanta. Wow. All right, to start with, we've got Stephen Greer talking about MH-370. What does Dr. Stephen Greer have to say about missing flight MH-370?
Um, the second question is yes, because that capability, I think it's an Einstein-Rosen bridge is what they're doing, if you want to look that up. And we have a scientist on our team who's worked at a very senior NSA and corporate level who has said it is real, and it was an Einstein-Rosen bridge, and it was man-made, and it was a test.
Yeah, and Greer goes on to say that, he can't confirm that there was anything anomalous that happened to MH370, but he does believe that we have the technology to do this. And, I wouldn't be surprised if we do. Now, as for my own take on MH370, as I've said many times in the past, I had somebody asking me about that yesterday. He hadn't seen my older videos on it. But the location of the flight when it went down was revealed on that video, on the supposedly leaked video. And that information was not known to the general public at the time of the disappearance. So either the video is legit, showing this, these orbs vanishing the plane, or else it's deliberate disinformation designed to hide some sort of skullduggery, like shooting down the plane. If you can create a crazy video to turn, asking questions about the missing flight into a fringe topic, then you can, cloak your shady activities, potentially shooting down the plane. Or it could be 100% legit, and some orbs, whether they're, operated by man or NHI, could have vanished this plane. I still don't know which of the two it is, but obviously if it's the latter, then those people could still be alive. I mean, I hate to even say that, because I'm very, cognizant of the fact that there's relatives of these family members still out there who, may be paying attention to some of this. And, it's probably not going to help them feel any sort of closure if they think their family members might still be alive out there. But that is why this investigation into this is so important. Because, yeah, it is possible, however unlikely, that they are still alive out there. So I support Ashton Forbes and Stephen Greer and anybody else that wants to dig into this. We definitely need some answers on this. And if it was shot down, if the video is disinformation, then we need to know that too. But let me know what your take on it is. Either way, there's no way in my mind that it was a random hoax video. Because again, that information was not known to the general public at the time that video came out and the disappearance was known. Meanwhile, people are reacting to the 60-minute special on the mystery drones. Lou Elizondo says, as noted by senior military leadership on 60 Minutes, the United States has a capability gap dealing with emerging all-domain technologies, which include advanced drones and UAP. In this time of change, our greatest threat is not the challenge of drones or UAP. It is acting with yesterday's logic. We must change to protect our country. America can handle the truth. Absolutely, man. I mean, the people that know the truth about all of this, they're not running amok through the streets, right? They haven't been driven crazy by the reality of the situation. So why can't the rest of us handle it? That old saw just isn't going to cut it anymore. It's really not. Ross Coulthard also has several comments about it, about the 60 Minutes piece. The 60-minute story is profoundly important. Generals admit the U.S. is powerless against drone swarms buzzing sensitive national security sites. Jamming fails to stop them, and we cannot detect them on inadequate radar systems. How can it be possible the U.S. does not know who is responsible for sending them? And why did the White House issue a statement that falsely asserted these are FAA authorized? Wake up, national media. This is a major story that makes the 2023 flyovers look like a picnic. And Ross isn't done yet. He quotes General Van Herk from the 60 Minutes piece. The question that should be asked is, why don't we know what these are? The White House issued a statement saying these are FAA authorized research drones. They can't both be right. The challenge of stopping drone swarms, and then he links to a YouTube video. Major revelation in this 60-minute story was that they've tried jamming car-sized drones over Langley Air Force Base and failed. Whoever it was had no fear of repercussions. Yeah, I mean, if this was Chinese or Russian drones or something, with this widespread of an activity, eventually we would get our hands on one of these things and be able to reverse engineer it and go public with it, and it would be a huge scandal. That hasn't happened. So it's not one of our foreign adversaries. It's not. I'll get into more about that in a minute. But Ross isn't done. He says, drones the size of a small car are buzzing sensitive U.S. national security sites. We don't know where they're from, and they're not hobbyists, says General Glenn Van Herk. By any measure, this is a serious national security failure. Yet the White House issues the dubious claim that these are FAA authorized research drones. Who's lying and why? Yeah, okay, so absolutely. I thought it was a really good piece on 60 Minutes. I covered a lot of it in the live stream on Sunday. I think that they didn't go far enough for my taste. They talked mostly about the incidents at Langley. Then they had some great people on, generals and retired generals talking honestly about this stuff, or semi-honestly about this stuff. And even talking about some of the stranger features of the mystery drones, like one of these witnesses, I think he was a retired general, was able to see these things coming over the base, and they were of different sizes and shapes and making different noises. So interesting, right? But they didn't go far enough. They didn't accurately portray the mystery drone phenomenon as widespread as it is. They didn't talk about it shutting down, military bases and airports, not just in the U.S., but around the world. This is a global anomalous phenomenon, and they didn't really get into that. So I was disappointed in that. But overall, they were asking great questions, and they were getting responses from their interviewees, saying that, yeah, we don't know what these things are. So I thought that was great. If nothing else, I think they could have gone a lot further. But either way, I think this could be just the thing we need to push the conversation forward and to give mainstream reporters and journalists the veneer of respectability, of mainstream cred or whatever that they might feel they need to ask the president, what's up with the mystery drones? These are clearly not FAA approved drones for research and other purposes. What the heck, guys? What the heck? So I hope this 60 Minutes piece turns out to be an important piece and pushes the conversation forward and stimulates a response. Hopefully, maybe even an illuminating response from the White House. I'm daring to dream, though. I'm daring to dream. But, hey, who knows? Trump has made himself very accessible to the media. We'll see. We'll see if any of them has the cojones to ask the question. We'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes. Meanwhile, Stephen Greenstreet is talking about werewolves. In Jacques Vallée's new book, there are dozens of mention of werewolf-type monsters in and around Skinwalker Ranch. This further bolsters my New York Times post reporting about rogue government contractors who were, among many wacky things, hunting werewolves on the taxpayer's dime. Well, somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to pay for it, Stephen. You're not paying for it, other than your taxes, of course. At the ranch in Utah, these are quotes from Jacques' book. At the ranch in Utah, 12 independent witnesses have now reported creatures like wolves walking on their hind legs. New cases of large dogs at the Utah ranch standing on their hind legs. New reports of the two-legged wolves. It was like a man with a wolf's head who jumped over roofs, laughing like a hyena. Now that's a new one on me. I've heard some dogman stories and skinwalker stories. My favorite is the dogmen with the trench coats smoking a cigarette. Maybe it was just one, and who a Native American policeman came across, and that's my favorite. But this werewolf skinwalker jumping over roofs, laughing like a hyena. That's a new one, guys. That's a new one. Skinwalkers, creatures like giant dogs that walk erect, that outrun patrol cars, or sit pensively on piles of rocks. Dog-like creatures walking on their hind legs in the yard. So these are all quotes that Stephen Greenstreet pulled out of Jacques' book to make light of it and to mock it. But I actually love that he's bringing attention to this subject because, yeah, we've got skinwalkers, y'all. Skinwalkers are a thing. I mean, what are they? I don't know. Are they really evil medicine men that can shapeshift? Or are they something more anomalous still, something more NHI? Are they created by our consciousness in some way? What are these things? But they do seem to be legit. Jay Stratton, famously, at least to me, was haunted by a werewolf. A skinwalker presenting as a werewolf, an upright wolf-like being with glowing red eyes. It was some sort of hitchhiker effect, presumably from Skinwalker Ranch. Jay Stratton went back home, and he and his family were all seeing this terrifying figure on multiple occasions. And people, not just them, but people in their orbit, their friends and so on, were seeing this as well. Crazy stuff, guys. George Knapp and Colin Kelleher and James Lukatsky in their book Skinwalkers at the Pentagon said there were so many skinwalker reports at a Skinwalker Ranch in the Uintah Basin that they were able to track the migration patterns of these skinwalkers. And there was like a full stop. They didn't go into any detail about that. I would have been happy with anything, any additional information. Are they migrating west? Are they migrating east? No, there's no additional information. Why were they migrating? Is it seasonal? You throw me a bone, George Knapp. Come on. But yeah, skinwalkers seem to be a thing. What are they? I wish I knew. But if you have any insight into that, are they evil medicine men? Are they alien? Are they other dimensional beings? Are they Jinn? What are these things? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Meanwhile, check this out. A giant underground structure has been found on the Giza plateau. This is from a long interview with Corrado Malanga. I totally got that right. Totally got it right. But yeah, there's new research into these underground structures below one of the pyramids, and there's apparently even more than that. But yeah, here it is. First look. This is the full document released this morning about the new subterranean scans of Giza. I've been told I can release it. Enjoy this preliminary abstract on the scan results from the middle Khafra pyramids. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly or not. We will now await the release of the full press conference video in the next couple days. It sounds like. Enjoy. There is so much to discuss about this, but I'll give you a chance to read it for yourself and form your own opinions first. I am still just taking it in. Wow. Thank you, Corrado Malinga and the others. Sonia Carliet says, I was at the press conference. There were only 10 people all up. There is also, in addition to this underground structure, there's an underground city under the plateau, the depth of which is 1.2 kilometers below the surface. That's nuts. Now, I've seen scans of the labyrinth that's under the pyramid. I think it's a two-story labyrinth that's on the plateau in front of one of the pyramids. I forget which one. Fascinating, fascinating historical relic. I mean, just one of the most interesting things that's out there that nobody is delving into or researching or digging up. Of course, the water table has risen and it's all flooded now underground. So I don't know how they could preserve it, but it's being eroded right now because of the water and destroyed because of the water. So this the labyrinth of the Giza plateau. I hope that gets preserved somehow. If nothing else, they need to send drones down, swimming through the tunnels to document every square inch of that place. Why they are not doing that is a real mystery to me. You can go conspiratorial on that because I don't really see another angle on that. Why aren't they doing anything? We know this thing is down there. Anyway, so yeah, but here's what they're finding below the Khafra pyramid. So here's the pyramid itself and the structures inside the pyramid. But what they're finding is these giant pylons under the pyramid, these giant structures that I guess are supporting the weight of the pyramid, which just goes to show you what an insane engineering project the pyramid was, if I'm understanding this correctly. And if you have something to add to it, please do. But it's just wild. It's just wild what they're finding. Oh, look at these huge pylons. If that's what they are. I've always understood that the Giza Plateau, the pyramids sit upon a foundation that was quite a work of engineering in itself. But look at what else might be under there. Not just a foundation, but these giant pylons that are, I mean, from the look of this, those are as big, those are as deep as the pyramid is tall. That is insane. Yeah, I mean, these things are hard to figure out from conventional science and mainstream archaeology. I don't. Yeah, that's my take on it. But I'll let you watch this full video and I'll link to it below. It's not in English and I didn't see any English subtitles, so I will also link to this thread here because there is a short section, a 5-minute section of that video that is now in English subtitles in that short video. Speaking of ancient mysteries, damn, look at this stairwell. The stairway, that is crazy. Yeah, Forgotten History says it's a shame you can't climb the steep pyramid steps at Chichen Itza in Mexico. They banned it in 2006. Forgotten History, it's not a shame at all. That would kill my knees, man. That would kill my knees. Wow. Now, maybe this picture is a little deceptive. Maybe it's not quite that steep, but I don't know. These guys are looking like they're climbing it, like seriously mountain climbing. I don't know how the ancient people did that. They must have had really, really good knees. Either way, an amazing structure. Obviously, there's some grim stuff that happened at a lot of these pyramids, but still amazing engineering. Meanwhile, Scott Waring is reporting on the 6 suns recorded over Las Vegas, Nevada on March 13th. All right, let's check out the 6 suns. What is going on here? That's pretty cool. I mean, whatever that is, that's pretty cool. Could this be a reflection, in the lens of the camera or something like that? Some sort of mundane explanation for this? I think that's probably what's going on here, something like that. But, yeah, I mean, you never know. You never know. Either way, that's a beautiful shot. Let me know what you think about that awesome footage. Meanwhile, Think Tank is sharing this video of an egg-shaped UAP. Look at that. I love the way that moves. That is nice. Is there any sound? Okay. All right. We're gonna get a slow down version of it. Wow, look at that. Now, is that really egg shaped, or do you think that's more saucer shaped? I don't know. Either way, I think that looks legit. That looks pretty good to me, guys. And the way it moves, I think, is really compelling. It doesn't look like a balloon to me. It's not a seagull. It's not a raccoon. I don't know. I don't know what that thing is, but it looks UAP-ish to me. Yeah, look how that thing moves. Look at that. It goes off really quickly and then it shoots up. I mean, it could be CGI. I mean, totally possible. It could be a hoax. CGI is so good these days, you would never even know. But that is really compelling footage. So yeah, let me know if you think this is a legit UFO or something else. Let me know what you think about it all in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Hit the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Discord, and Rumble, links below. Love to see you guys there. If you want to support Cosmic Road in a bigger way, I can talk. Grab a t-shirt or a coffee mug in the merch store below. Become a channel member because channel members are rock stars, and I really appreciate you guys' support. Also, channel members frequently get to see videos hours ahead of everybody else. Also, if you're a science fiction fantasy fan and a reader, you might want to check out my book. My latest novel, the Bounty, book 1 of my Cosmic Road series. I think you're going to have a lot of fun with it. Now, I'll link to that below. All right, guys, there's plenty of other videos on the channel, and I will see you next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.